Assalamu alaikum. This is Kashif Ali from CSS Club. I am here with you to make you understand a course on English grammar. Let's see. English, so whatever we want to learn, we should know what it is actually. So English is a system of communication. A system of communication because English is a language and every language is a system of communication. It is used, every language is used to convey some ideas. To convey some ideas means to communicate some ideas. Communication is the transfer of one idea from the mind of one person to the mind of other person. Let's say I have these ideas and I want to transfer these ideas to your mind so that you will be able to learn these. So what should I do? How can I communicate? How can I transfer these ideas into your mind? I'll use language because language is a mode of communication. It's a system of communication like all other systems of communication. For example, we use different modes of communication like transport. If we want to transport some luggage, we put it into some vehicle and transport from one point to another. Similarly, to transfer ideas, we use language, and English language is also another language. But why we need English language? English is the lingua franca of the world, as you know, and it also so many people, like 1/3 of the whole population speaks English. Therefore, it's the most important language we should learn, and this is the high time. So, English language is a system of communication. And how did it start? How any language starts? So, any language starts like it's a baby born. A born baby weeps and it cries. Why? Because the baby wants to communicate some ideas to the elders that, like, I'm hungry, I'm feeling so much heat, so I need to drink something, or please lower down the temperature. Okay, so this is how baby communicates its ideas. Okay, so baby weeps or cries, and what happens? Produces sounds, and sounds are where the language starts. So sounds, if we want to write those sounds, we give them symbols, and those symbols are letters. So in English, the letters are, as we all know, A, B, C, okay, to Z. What comes next? The next is we label things. What happens then? We label things like this is marker. We labeled it, it's a marker. Okay, this is a whiteboard or this is a board, and we have labeled it. Whenever I say marker, it's labeled. This is a marker. This is the idea, the concept of marker comes into my mind. Then labels are the words basically. So like cat, whenever someone says a cat, an idea of a cat pops up into my mind. So whenever someone says a bat, the idea of a bat pops up into my mind. Okay, then next what happens is the sentence. So what is a sentence? There are two things: how it is structured, how it is formed. So sentence is formed with a collection of words. So sentence is basically collection of words. And what is the function of a sentence? The function of a sentence is that it conveys complete idea, because letters do not convey complete idea. Words do not convey complete idea, although they convey some idea, but not. Like if I say marker board, it doesn't make much sense. But if I say I write on board with a marker, it conveys a complete idea. So it's a sentence, and it is also a collection of words. So For example, this is a sentence, a cat is under the table. So we can learn that, we can understand that a cat is under the table. So everyone knows, if I say this sentence, everyone knows what did I say, what do I mean. So a speech is also a sentence. Sentence is also called a speech. Okay. So what are the parts of speech? Every sentence has its part, and every part performs some function, some specific function. There is always a purpose of a single word, and that purpose is the function that word performs. So first of all, here's a noun. So what is a noun? A noun is a name, as we all know. It can be a name of a person, like I'm Kashif. Okay. It's a name of a person, a place, Lahore. So it's the name of a place, and thing. It's a marker or beauty or wisdom. These are things, and these things can be categorized into two, which are the material things, like the things we can sense, we can perceive with all our five senses, and the abstract things. These are the ideas. These ideas like wisdom, beauty, truth, all these things have names, things. Okay, so these names are categorized into noun. What comes next is the pronoun. What's a pronoun? It replaces noun, because in a sentence we do not always use noun again and again. So Ali, for example, Ali gets up early in the morning. Ali brushes his teeth. Ali eats his breakfast. Ali goes to school. So we don't use so much name. It seems a bit odd in a single paragraph. Therefore, we replace it. Ali gets up early in the morning. He brushes his teeth. He eats his breakfast, and then he goes to school. So it replaces noun. Pronoun replaces noun. So these are all the pronouns. These are the first person, I, we, second person, and the third person. Okay. So first, second, and the third person. The next thing is adjective. So what's an adjective? It explains. Its purpose is to explain noun. So adjective explains noun. For example, flower is a noun, and what happens? What does this beautiful? What kind of noun it is? It's a beautiful flower. What kind of flower it is? It's a beautiful flower, and we can also write it like this. This is a noun, and this word explains a noun. So what kind of flower it is? It is still an adjective, and this is also an adjective. So there are two ways we can write adjectives. This is the first one. We call it attributively. We use it attributively, and this is the second one. We call it predicatively. Okay. The next thing is preposition. Preposition expresses relation or position of two words. So first thing is two words. These words can be nouns. These words can be any other part of speech. Okay, so it depends. So here's an example. A cat is under the table. These are two nouns. This is the noun, and the table is the noun also. And what about this word? This word expresses relation between these two nouns, cat and the table. And what about, it also expresses the position of the noun. It tells us the position of cat with respect to the table. So it says that cat is under the table. Okay. So here's the fifth part of speech, which is conjunction. So what's the function of a conjunction? The function of conjunction is it adds two words. For example, Ali and Akram. So Ali and Akram are the two words. These words can be noun or pronoun or a noun and a pronoun. So here's the word that adds these two words, two nouns here in this case. So this is the conjunction. And the second function a conjunction performs is it adds two sentences. So let's see how does it add two sentences. Here's the first sentence, Ali is long, and the second sentence here is Akram is short. So first sentence, second sentence. We can say and or we can say but. So Ali is long and Akram is short. We can say these sentences or we can say these clauses. Okay. So this is conjunction here. Now we'll move towards verb. So what is the function of a verb? So the first function of verb is that it is an action word. It shows what action is being performed in the sentence. Here's the first one, action word. So here's the action word. It is he walks. So he walks, he talks, he writes. Okay, so these are the action words. And the other one is it's also a state word. So verb is also a state word. So state, what is the current state of someone? Like what is the current state of a baby? So baby sleeps. So sleeps is the state. Baby is not doing any action. Baby has a state of sleeping. Baby has a sleepy state. Okay. So the difference between action and state is that in state, action is not being performed. Okay. But it is a state. Like is, God is one. God is one. So here, one shows the state of God. So God has a state of one. So here's the state. It can be action word, it can be state word, but here is a state word. Okay. Now let's see the next part of speech, which is adverb. What are the functions of adverb? Adverb, first of all, explains a verb. It is a major function. We all know it is the most widely used. So here's an example. He walks slowly. Here's the verb. And which word explains in what manner he walks? It is the slowly. So this is the word which explains this verb. Slowly explains the action, the verb. So here it is the walks slowly. He walks slowly. So slowly explains the verb. So whatever word explains the verb is called an adverb. This is the first thing. Okay, the first function. The second function, adverb explains another adverb. So here, slowly, as we all know, it's an adverb here. So what about here? Still, this is the verb and this is the adverb. Okay. Check. This slowly explains this verb. What about vary? What does it explain? This vary explains this slowly. So slowly explains the walks, the verb, and vary explains slowly. Okay. So here this adverb explains another adverb. Now come to the third point, which explains adjective. So an adverb also explains an adjective. Okay. So in this example, flower is beautiful. You remember adjective? Adjective was a word that explains a noun, here's the noun, and here's the verb, adjective, which explains this flaw, this noun. Okay, what about this very? This very explains this adjective. How? It tells us how much beautiful. Beautiful explains a flower. That flower is beautiful. What is beautiful? Flower is beautiful. This is the noun, this is the adjective, because this word explains this noun. So whatever explains noun is an adjective, but whatever explains an adjective is adverb. So very here is adverb. Okay, so these are the three functions of an adverb, and please don't mix it with an adjective. The function of adjective is a single one. Adjective explains a noun, but adverb has three functions to perform. It explains a verb, it explains another adverb, just like this. It explains an adjective, just like here it did. Okay, now comes the last part of speech. It is interjection. And what does it do? It expresses certain or strong feelings. For example, hurrah, we won the match. Now, whenever we listen to this or read this word hurrah, it means there are certain feelings, there are strong emotions involved here. Okay, so hurrah, we won the match. And similarly here, strong feeling, alas, he died. So, this is all for today, for this lecture, and we will move forward over every part of speech, every part of language, English grammar, every part of English grammar, and we will provide you the simplest ways to understand the English language, English grammar, okay, and stay tuned. Thank you so much.